Hello and welcome to Morris Park. I'm Clyde Morris. Well, it's been kind of a long day today. Spent quite a bit of the earlier part of the day putting up coverings over the windows. It actually got down to about 39 degrees in here this morning. I've had to move quite a few things around. You see still some of my euphorbias are out here that are the really big ones I haven't been able to move. Right now I think it's just below 50 and I've got to load the stove here pretty quick. It's I'm gonna need to load it up. Now this little deal right above it, that's actually a camera. That's so when I'm in the house, I can take my phone and bring up this camera and take a look at what the temperatures are doing and so forth out here. Sometimes looking at that can get a little scary, but I like to know what's going on. So anyhow, so far I've got these. I really need to get these couple of windows here. I got a couple of windows to go. Probably need to get those covered up. So far so good. I did have one loss today, and it was a very large barrel cactus like this one. I've already gotten rid of it. Didn't die from the cold though. It actually just kind of died of old age being in a pot. I noticed it had done a bottleneck thing right down below, and it had always been kind of supported up against one of the posts in the greenhouse, and I finally noticed it was looking pretty bad, and yeah, it was rotted out. So we've gotten rid of that because I had to do a lot of moving around and stuff in here to get these pads put up over the windows. But yeah, now I did try an alternative heat source yesterday. Actually, I didn't even get to try it. It was an idea. A friend of ours gave us the idea of using a portable ventless propane heater, which makes it so you can have it inside a building and it's not dangerous. The fumes from the propane don't build up after burning, or the carbon actually. But I had a bad experience with this, and this is something I want to tell you guys about. Is if you decide to get one of these heaters and you want to, don't. Here's what happened. I bought this little portable heater, brand new, so I thought it'd be a good idea. But it had to be run on a 20-pound propane bottle. I bought that too, had it filled. The girl who was filling it, actually I watched her test the bottle and throw some soap on the valve, but I don't think she got on the whole valve. So I'll tell you about that in here in a second. So after having the bottle filled and I got the heater home, and this is like from like 40 miles away. This big box store, Menards, is where we got it. And it's like in a town 40 miles away from us. But anyways, I brought it home, hooked it up, but did not turn the bottle on at all because I wanted to read the directions. And I wanted to definitely do it right. And I want to check my connections also, which you got to do with some soapy water, much like the girl did when she filled the tank. So anyhow, I hooked it up, didn't turn it on, went in to read the directions and everything, and get some soapy water to check my connections. When I came back out to the greenhouse filled with propane. And I'm not kidding. We're talking scary, folks. I really thought this place had a potential to explode. I didn't know what was going on since I had not turned on the bottle or anything. So, taking the soapy water and looking it over, I poured it over the back part of the valve. There's a little red plastic plug that's in the back part of the valve. And it was leaking. And I mean leaking real good. So I got it out of the greenhouse real quick, even though the greenhouse was just filled with propane. I mean, I'm talking really scary, guys. I called the place up and asked them, should I bring it back and all that, and they said yes. So I was going to have to bring it back, but they were suggesting I call the fire department because of the fumes in the greenhouse and the potential for disaster, basically. And I didn't want to do that because of the fact that if I had done that, it'd be a disaster also if they had to just whip the door open and let it dissipate. Now, fortunately, the fan here in the greenhouse was able to make it dissipate fairly quickly. So before I left to return the heater and the tank, I went ahead and checked it out, and yes, the levels had come down quite a bit. Thank goodness. So if you're ever thinking about getting one of these portable propane heaters, just remember there's always that potential that tank could leak. Even if the stove is good, even if your connections are good, and that stove leaks and fills your greenhouse full, there's a potential for explosion. I mean, if the fan is going, as you can hear in the background, if that fan is going, then there's a potential for a spark. It can kill your greenhouse, kill you. It's just like having a big bomb. Don't do it. If you're going to have a propane heat in the greenhouse, have one that's a unit that's for the greenhouse, and that you can run your gas line outside to a source outside, so the bottle doesn't have to be on the inside, and so you don't get that potential of leaking and yeah, possible death. Anyhow, these are kind of bunched up in here. It's kind of a mess in here. So I got these couple of windows ago. A lot of things are in the house, bottled up in there right now. But anyhow, as an alternative heat source to my wood stove, I have this little infrared heater here. It helps a little bit. I've got it cranked up right now because early this morning when I came out here, it was like 39 degrees. It was -2 outside, -2 Fahrenheit. So it was pretty cold. I had this on the eco mode, but I found on the eco mode it shuts itself off after a little bit, and you don't want to do that. So it got a little cool in here this morning, and I had to figure out how to get that temperature back up to at least around 50, up in the 40s anyhow, and not be so cold. That meant also kind of relocating my fan so it's right next to the heat vent. And so the air sucking in on this side can directly be pulled through the hot air and blown right out. So I've had to get it real close to it. I had to make that adjustment today and get that going. So hopefully tonight it'll keep it a little better. Anyhow, I've got to go load this stove. Make sure all this good stuff here stays good. It's a real fight, guys. We got a few more days of this, and boy, oh boy, this is running me thin. Wish me luck. Take care. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all are staying nice and warm out there. From Morris Park in the Ozarks, this is Clyde Morris. Bye-bye.